那再次感谢大家今天来参加我们的创意启航直播公开课。我们今天呢非常荣幸的邀请到了位于伦敦的中央圣马丁艺术设计学院的导师 Sean 来作为我们今天的直播嘉宾。我是创意学院的首席内容官王佳颖。那今天呢，今天我们内容的主题呢是会就这个申请伦敦中央圣马丁艺术设计学院，给大家进行一些分享。那邵老师呢，也是在伦敦艺术大学3所学院教授课程，他在中央圣马丁艺术设计学院，在切尔西艺术学院，也在坎贝威尔艺术学院教授 Fine Arts 纯艺这个专业，所以他是一位非常有经验的老师，作品集导师以及面试导师。那今天呢，今天呢是伦敦的中午。那在整个直播呢，我们会用1个小时的时间给大家分享一下如何去准备作品集，以及关于圣马丁面试的一些技巧。如果大家有什么问题，也可以在我们屏幕下方给我们留言，我们会选择性的尽可能的回答大家的问题。好 ，OK， 那我们再次欢迎 Sean. Welcome to my live video today. How are you?
I'm very well, Zhang. How are you? Okay?
Good, good. Well, would you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so my name is Sean Myers, and I was once a student at UAL. Are you going to translate as well?
Yeah. Sean 呢，
Okay.
他来自伦敦，曾经呢，他也是伦敦艺术大学的一名学生。
And I studied at Chelsea College of Art and Design in 1988 to 1990, so quite a long time ago.
OK， 那Sean 呢是在1989年到1990年左右呢，是在切尔西艺术学院学习。
And from 1990 to 1995 at Central St. Martin's.
OK， 然后1990年到1995年呢，他在中央圣马丁艺术设计学院学习。
And at Chelsea in 1988 to 1990, I did a 2-year foundation, which was called a BTEC National Diploma in Art and Design, which is just general art design.
那么他在切尔西的那2年呢，是这个学习了 BTEC 2年的这个 Foundation 基础的艺术课程。
And from 1990 to 1995, I studied printmaking, fine art printmaking, and photo media. And I did my BA honors there and my postgraduate diploma in printmaking and photo media.
OK， 那他的本科的专业呢是这个影像和媒体以及印刷。
In 1996, I was very lucky to be offered a job on the foundation course at Central St. Martin's.
然后在他毕业的时候，1996年呢，他得到了一份工作，就是教授圣马丁的基础课程的学生这样的一个老师的工作。
And this was mainly in the printmaking department of the college.
同时呢也是在这个艺术和印刷这个专业当中，所以在他毕业之后呢，他就成为了圣马丁的一位老师，从1996年至今。
In 1997 until now, I'm still teaching at Central St. Martin's. I run quite a few printmaking courses, experimental printmaking and mixed media printmaking. I run these as short courses for Central St. Martin's.
OK， 那他从1996年到现在，这20多年间一直在圣马丁授课，主要呢，他还是在这个丝网印和纯艺的这个专业课程，包括这个教授申请前的作品集以及申请之后的学生。
And from 2016, I have been running a portfolio building for 16 to 18-year-olds at Chelsea College of Art, and also the same course, but also for 18-year-olds plus.
OK， 那在2016年呢，他又负责在切尔西艺术学院开展了关于作品集以及16到18岁之前申请的这个学生的作品集的课程。
And of course, I work with Jiaying with INSPIRerHUB, teaching Chinese students.
同时呢，邵恩老师也是我们创意学院的荣誉导师，也在创意学院呢教授 Fine Arts 纯艺方面的学生。所以，如果大家想受到邵恩老师的亲自指点，然后可以在下方咨询我们的小助手 Lucy。
I'm also a practicing artist, as well as a teacher. And my interest in printmaking, in particular, is because of the mark making skills that you develop when you're learning the subject. It is a very, very exciting subject because you don't always get the results you expect when you're making the work.
OK， 那同时呢，邵恩也是一名位于伦敦的实践型艺术家，尤其是他在版画、印刷这方面，是他自己一直不断去尝试和探索的一个领域。
Which makes it very exciting subject and very inspiring.
然后，这是一个非常能够给你灵感、给你想象力和能量的一个专业。
So, Xiaoying, would you like me to show a few of these links, like I said I would?
Yes, please. 那接下来呢
So,
Yeah. 那接下来呢，邵恩会给大家展示一些他之前的工作，他的作品。Yes, please.
So bear with me a little bit if there's a few technology issues.
好的。
But let me just try and share my screen now
to
see this article that UAL have written about me as a tutor. And I will read it out as well. So slowly, if you want to translate.
Yeah. No
Okay,
problem.
So 1 second.
那现在呢，邵恩就会给我们展示一些他在 UAL 的一些工作的成果，包括 UAL 对他的一些采访。那大家可以更加了解到UAL 伦敦艺术大学的一个风格，以及他的老师的一个教授的方法。Yes, I like it.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
那我们现在可以看到这个屏幕呢，就是伦敦艺术大学的官网对邵恩老师的一个专门的采访。
So this is the first page. It says it's a story on me and what I was doing during lockdown in the UK. And the title of the story is "We Need the Arts Now More Than Ever." This is a picture of my work. And this was made from my head, and it's how we were feeling during the virus. It was a landscape going into the unknown. Are you there? Would you like to translate?
Yeah.
Jane.
Yeah. 那这个文章的题目呢是我们从未像过去那样更加需要艺术，也就是在我们现在疫情的这样一个时间内，反而我们更加需要艺术了。然后我们大家现在看到的是 Sean 的一个一个版画的一个作品，它的灵感其实也是来自于这个细菌病毒，就是我们现在这个新冠肺炎的一个病毒。
So I would say this is a mindscape, like a landscape, but a mindscape. And the blurry part here in the middle is me. It feels like my soul.
Oh, I see. 那整个的这样一个画面呢，就展现了Sean 他自己的一个他把它叫做这个他脑海里的一些印象，他对于这个 virus 对于这个细菌这个病毒的一种感觉，在他脑海里的一种感觉。
Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. Okay.
Yes, please.
Would you like me to read this?
Yes.
Okay. In times of change, isolation, and uncertainty, the arts can comfort us, connect us, and keep us well. Would you like to translate that in sentences?
Yeah. 在这样一个不断变换的一个时间里面，隔离与不确定性，但是艺术呢，让我们觉得更加的 Hello. Hello.
You're back.
Hello. Hi. I'm back.
Jane.
Sorry.
I thought maybe it might be the YouTube. What shall I do? Shall I carry on
Yes.
talking?
Yes.
Okay. I think I need to share the screen again.
Yeah.
1 second.
好的，那大家不好意思啊，刚才我的网出现了一点点问题。如果你们对这个伦敦艺术大学和中央圣马丁的申请有任何问题，大家可以直接在下方留言，我会直接看到的话就会直接问哈。
Okay, so maybe you could read the English with me. I'll read it out, Jane,
Yeah.
and then you could read the English.
Yes, you want me to read it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll carry on reading the English. You there? Yeah. You can hear me.
Okay, yeah, I hear.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me. I'll stop with children. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. With the children spending more time at home than ever, parents and carers may be looking for activities that will help keep them engaged and stay creative.
Okay.
Do you want to read that in Chinese?
Yeah. 那当孩子在家的时候呢，反而家长希望他们保持更多和艺术有关的一些活动。
At Future Creatives, which is the organization I work for, our main aim is to support the next generation of creative kids and teens exploring their creativity outside of the classroom and helping teenagers develop their skills for GCSEs, A-levels and beyond.
OK， 那 Sean 呢？目前他工作的一个项目叫 Future Creative， 就是未来创意者。这个项目呢，就是给这个从10岁左右一直到18岁左右的中学生，去让他们可以开发他们的创意，让他们在早期的时候就接触更多艺术的内容。
We believe the importance of art in a child's development is key.
OK， 那 UAL 伦敦艺术大学认为呢，孩子在早期发展的时候，艺术是一个非常关键的培养元素。
Arts and creativity cultivate well-being and help young learners create connections between subjects.
OK， 那艺术有一个非常大的优点，就是它在早期的时候可以让孩子把不同的学科联系在一起，它是一个跨学科。
We got in touch with short course tutor and printmaker Sean Myers to check in with what he's been getting up to since the last time we caught up with him back in 2018.
OK， 那接下来呢，我们就这一段呢就是 Sean 的一个采访。
Since then, Sean has been teaching on a range of courses with us, including portfolio preparation, online short course, experimental printmaking for 16 to 18-year-olds, as well as working with future creatives to deliver courses in Wandsworth. We wanted to find out how Sean has responded to creative challenges this year, most notably the lockdown in the UK, and the impact it has had on his practice. Sean offers advice to aspiring young artists, as well as 5 reasons why you need to take a short course.
OK， 那 Sean 呢，作为这个伦敦艺术大学16到18岁作品集准备课程的这个主要的导师之一，接下来呢，他会介绍为什么在年轻的时候，你需要学习艺术。Sean, maybe we could very quick brief this paragraph, then we will move to the next questions.
Okay. So we'll do this one here.
Yeah.
For Sean, the arts offer originality and freedom of expression. two qualities that are echoed through his practice and his teaching with UAL short courses and future creatives.
Yeah.
At the very start of his art practice, as a BTEC National Diploma in Art and Design student at Chelsea College of Art in the late 80s, Sean ventured out of the painting studio to discover the printmaking workshops. I'll just read this one little paragraph and you can do it. Yeah. Read it in Chinese.
Yeah.
Opening the door to that. Yeah, go on. You can carry on.
那少恩觉得对于年轻的同学来讲，原创性和自由的表达是一个非常重要的，我们在早期要培养他有这样的一个意识，有这样的一个观念和能力。
Opening the door to that workshop unlocked a lifetime fascination with the possibility of combining printmaking techniques with one another, depending on what he would like to achieve conceptually. His early mixed media experimentations were to form the foundations for how he would approach his practice and teaching for years to come.
OK， 那所以在这个早期的课程呢，上会对大家把对我来讲 move to the next question.
Cool.
Yeah. So
of course, have you got some questions? Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, it's not sharing now. Just the two of us.
It's not. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of questions about how do you think about UAL, because UAL think about UAL. How would you describe about UAL? 那我现在有一个问题，就是问Sean.
Sorry.
How would you describe the University of Arts London?
Where do I start? It is the University of the Arts encompasses 5 colleges of art: Chelsea, St Martin's, Wimbledon, Camberwell, London College of Communication, and London College of Fashion. Each college is famous within itself around the world for different subjects. To me, if I was to describe the whole university, it gives students the chance to express themselves in every single way possible. It's all about freedom of expression, essentially, within design subjects and fine art subjects.
I see. 那伦敦艺术大学呢？少恩觉得它其实是有一个特别大的特征，就是它允许每一个同学所有的可能Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hi Jane. Sorry that it was just very bad connection again.
Sorry. I'm just wondering to know how would you describe about Central St. Martin?
Okay, Central St. Martin's is a college where it looks the student very confident in their work, and whether they do design or fine art. A lot of the work at Central. Can you hear? Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Would you like to this? Okay. Do you want to translate that, or shall I carry?
那中央圣马丁呢有一个特征，就是他非常希望他的学生有很强的一个自我找方向的一个能力，我们叫 self direction， 是自己去找方向的这样一个能力。也就是说，他非常需要一个有主见的学生，知道自己想做什么。这个是中央圣马丁非常喜欢的学生，无论是在纯艺的专业还是在设计专业，他们都希望有这样的学生，有明确的自己的一个想法。那刚才我看到有一个同学在问，就是说圣马丁是不是真的只喜欢某一类学生？那让我来问一问 Sean 这个问题哈。Sean, we've got we've got a question from student. They ask, do you think Central St. Martin only like one type of student rather than the whole?
Oh, interesting question. They are looking for confident students who believe in their own abilities, that they feel they're confident in their technical abilities, as well as being confident in asking conceptual questions that probably haven't been asked before. The college gives them the freedom to experiment in both technical abilities as conceptual abilities. The college likes to stretch the students.
I see. That's interesting. Yeah. 刚才问的这个同学呢，我特别理解你这个问题啊，因为中央圣马丁是一个非常难申请的学校，我们都会准备很长时间，那我们都会想我们往哪些方向去准备。那刚才其实少爷也说，圣马丁非常需要一个自信的学生，因为自信的学生他会很知道自己想要走的一个方向，所以他希望在你的作品集当中和在你的面试当中看到你的自信。那这个自信是哪里来的？当然，首先就是我们要依靠我们有很纯熟的一些技巧，艺术的技巧技能，还有就是你的思想，你的活跃的思想。同样呢，圣马丁就是非常喜欢，就是说你勇于突破的学生，你可能在尝试一个前人从来没有尝试过的领域，但是学校可以给你这样的机会，可以给你这样的一个资源啊、平台啊、老师啊，让你去做一些非常新的东西，哪怕是很概念的、很艺术的都没有关系。所以这个可能也就是咱们理解的圣马丁特别喜欢的某一类学生，一个非常自信的、有自己方向的一些学生。OK。Thank you, Sean. I know you've studied in fine arts subject, but there's lots of subject in fine arts, like digital fine arts or sculpture. Would you please describe some of them? 那我下面的一个问题呢是关于 I'll translate Chinese for them, then you can preparing this question. 那我现在有一个问题呢，因为 Sean 他主要是在纯艺这方面教纯艺的，那纯艺呢其实是现在它是一个既传统又新锐的专业，可是我知道我们大家很多人理解纯艺好像就是画画的，其实远远不止这些。在中央圣马丁，在现在我们做纯艺可以有非常广泛的选择，包括数字艺术，包括一些跟职业很接近的。那我现在想让Sean给我们介绍一下，目前如果大家希望在纯艺这个方面有发展，都可以有哪些选择
So you want me to talk about the many types of fine art? Okay.
Yeah.
So of course there's performance art, which is mixing theatre and visual performance. So it's like stage, film and video, digital film and video. There's sculpture. There's printmaking. There's painting. There's digital performance. There's digital installations. There's site-specific type of art forms. And now there's even fine art mixed with science.
OK。那其实呢，就是现在艺术有几个主要的方面啊，刚才他介绍了，就第一个是这个数字与艺术，包括我们现在有这个艺术与科技这方面，就是你想让你的这个艺术结合更多现在的这个数字技术啊等等，都可以在这方面去学习。第二部分就是关于这个雕塑，比如说不管是你的绘画、你的雕塑、你的这个版画。等等，这个都可以在 Fine Arts 这个专业里面选择。同样，在圣马丁还有一个专业，我们叫 Performance Arts，就是表演艺术。比如说，你想在这个舞台表演，然后电影里面的表演、电视剧里面的表演，也都是在 Fine Arts 这个专业的。因为总体来讲呢，它都是一个视觉表达的一个方式。但是呢，我们在大一选择的时候呢，就会有一个专门的一个领域你可以去选择。但是如果你是升 foundation 这个专业呢，就是更低一级的话呢，你就可以选择一个比较大的一个领域。然后到你升大一的时候，因为英国只有3年大一嘛，它大一其实相当于我们的大学2年级。到这个时候呢，你再有一个更明确的一个选择。Yeah. Then how would you think about the career among the artist career? What are they gonna do after they graduate? 那我目前呢，就是想问的第二个问题就是关于艺术家的职业发展，因为很多同学还是非常关心艺术，就是我毕业之后作为一个艺术家，我可以做什么嘛？Yes, please. About career.
So a career in fine art can go, in my opinion, it can go 2 ways. Okay, either a combination of both ways, or one or the other. For me, what happened for me, I've always wanted to become a teacher. So that is what I ended up, doing when I graduated. But I also showed my work as an artist in galleries. And now I do a combination of the 2. So, yeah, if you can explain.
Yeah, thank you. OK， 那在 Sean 来说呢，就是比如说以他自己为例，他说其实有2种方式，就是要么你是一个实践型的艺术家，你可以跟这个美术馆啊、展览馆啊等等有很多的合作，你可以销售自己的画或者进行展览，这些都是一些收入的来源。另外一方面呢，教课也是艺术家一个很重要的一个工作，因为其实艺术本身也是给别人启发嘛。那就像 Sean 一样，他毕了业之后就可以在大学里面成为一个老师。Yeah.
So one more thing, Shane. Sorry, if I can just add to that.
Sure.
A lot of quite a few fine artists also develop careers as journalists, and writers, and poets. The fine art subject is such a wide subject that there are so many other little career paths that students can go down.
OK。那Sean在此想补充一下呢，就是 Fine Arts 这个专业是一个非常广泛的专业，很多艺术家在毕业之后，也有一种职业的选择是他们会成为一个记者，或者是作家，这也是一个Fine Arts 可以去尝试的一个职业方向。I have one question. Would you please explain more about practicing-based artists? What they're gonna develop with the gallery or exhibition? How do they earn money for this?
A gallery,
yeah,
will sometimes sign a contract with the artist so that the gallery represents the artist. The gallery will then take a commission on the sale of the work.
I see.
The gallery is essentially a commercial entity, and the gallery will have a percentage of the sale, and the artist will have a percentage of the sale.
I see. So the gallery would be like an agency.
Yes, and a gallery then promotes the artist's work to other galleries around the world and to collectors, to museums. It acts like an agent, yes.
I see.
Yes.
OK， 那我刚才又问了一下，就是关于实践型的艺术家，有很多这个机会和艺术馆和美术馆一起工作，他们之间的关系是怎么样的？那上就说， gallery 呢，其实我们就是美术馆和艺术馆呢，它会跟艺术家签约。其实你可以有点理解为像明星的经纪人一样，签约之后呢，他会负责所有艺术家的所有的这个推广，包括他会把这个艺术家推广到其他的展览馆啊，或者其他的这个美术馆当中。那他的收入来源可能是这个做展或者销售绘画，那他们呢之间就会有一个比如说一个分成的比例。那你的签约的这个美术馆会拿一部分钱，然后你也会获得一部分钱，他会负责你所有的这个市场啊、运营啊、推广。那作为艺术家呢，就可以更好的致力于自己的创作。那我也有很多朋友呢是非常成功的艺术家，如果大家感兴趣的话，可以在课后再咨询我们的 Lucy，包括我们现在创意学院的老师 Webson 也是一个位于美国的华人艺术家，也是用这样的模式，一边做艺术家一边去上课这样的一个模式，也是完成他的创造。Okay, thank you.
Can I just say one more thing on?
Of course.
Is that okay?
Of course.
I talk about galleries, but now with the age of the internet and social media now, a lot of artists are actually selling their work online themselves. So they are self-publishing their work.
I see.
So this is another interesting aspect. So maybe you can
Of course, yeah.
say that.
那刚才少爷也想补充的一点就是，现在因为网络都是非常发达也非常活跃的，也有很多艺术家就是直接在这个网上去建立他们自己的网站，然后直接把他们的一些产品销售给终端的客户，这也是大家可以尝试的一个方向。Yeah, thank you. So let's talking about portfolio. So why, as a student, why do I have to show my portfolio to the to the university? What skill do I need to show within my portfolio? 那我现在呢想问一个问题，就是关于我们的这个作品集。那因为很多同学还是关心说我在申请的这个作品集是一个重中之重嘛。那我首先想问一下少爷，就是说学校最看重作品集中的什么，以及我们作为学生，我们需要在作品集当中展现我们什么样的一些能力 ？Yes, please, about portfolio.
The whole point of a portfolio is it's a window inside your world, your own individual world.
Okay.
So maybe you can say that and then I'll carry on.
作品集，他说其实核心来讲是一个窗口，一个让别人了解你的窗口。
To show the best of your abilities as an artist, you need to, I think, provide as much different skill set as you can. So if you want to do drawing, it's important. Drawing is very important. Painting is important. Printmaking is important. Photography is important. Installation work is important. Poetry, anything that if you can evidence your skills, all these different skills are extremely important for your application for university. You need to be able to show those skills.
OK， 那在作品集当中呢，我们学校希望看到你的艺术能力。你的艺术能力可以包括很广泛的技能，广泛是一个很重要的，一定不要只展现你的某一种技能。那他刚才也说了，比如说从你的这个肖像绘画、你的摄影、你的雕塑、你的三维模型创造能力、你的装置艺术，所有的这些我们都希望在作品集中看到，你可以展现。
You mustn't be able to. You mustn't be afraid to show your mistakes in coming to your idea. You mustn't show all just perfect stuff all the time.
Okay.
It's good to show how your brain works. UAL love to see how your brain works.
OK， 那伦敦艺术大学呢非常看重就是你脑袋里面的想法，所以在整个过程中你一定要非常多的去展现你的过程，你的过程越充分，越好的展现，越真实的展现越好。那什么叫真实呢？就比如说我们脑海里有很多想法，我们一定可能有成功实践的，也有没有实践，也就是说失败的。不 不要害怕去展现它们，一定要非常真实的展现你的思维发展的过程。
You mustn't be afraid to show your experimentation. UAL love experimentation.
Yeah.
Even when things go not according to plan. They want to see the type of student that tries and sometimes fails, but then they try again and then they succeed.
I see. 那接下来呢，我要说一个很重要的一部分哈，就是伦敦艺术大学非常希望看到你们的过程。这个过程就是他刚才说的，可能未必是按照我先前设定的，也许我做一半我就改方向了 ，OK， 把它展现出来。也许我做到一半，我发现这条路是行不通的 ，OK， 把它展现出来。因为学校非常非常希望看重你是一个勇于尝试的人，这一点很重要，哪怕是错的。可是我知道了，我做的这个，我知道这个是做不了的。那我知道什么是做不了的，我就知道什么是做得了的，对吗？所以一定要勇于展现你的过程。
You must also remember to show your culture, where you come from. You mustn't be afraid to show that. This is what's really important, is that, London, UAL, it welcomes cultures. Without the cultural references, we're not going to be able to share this in our work.
OK， 那还有一点呢，第三点我们需要提醒大家，就是一定要展现你的文化，比如说你从哪里来，你的特征，你的民族，你非常有特色的东西，这些是你的核心。因为伦敦是一个全世界最富有包容性的城市，它非常希望你们是带着自己的特征来的，同时你们又可以融入伦敦，这就是伦敦的国际化。所以一定不要忘记，同学们一定不要忘记，我们来自中国，我们有我们自己的文化，我们有我们自己的艺术。
Yeah, I think one of the things that is important is you mustn't make work that you think the university wants to see, if that makes sense. You must be honest and authentic with your ideas.
So do you mean the student do not really take care about what university want to see, rather than they should focusing on themselves?
Of course, they must be authentic, completely authentic to themselves. Very important.
那在最后呢，我们还想提醒大家，就是其实你在做的时候，不要总想着学校想看什么，你要忘记学校想看什么，你一定要展现你自己真实的想法，做一个真实 authentic， 就刚才我们说了好几遍这个词，真实的、纯正的你自己。
Yeah. You must show what you're interested in. It's from what your interest to what you produce, whether it's a drawing, a painting, or print. But you must show your interest and show your enthusiasm, your excitement for it in your portfolio. Really important.
对，那你在这个作品集当中，你要展现的是你感兴趣的点，你真正感兴趣的点，你对这事儿是有热情的、有激情的。学校希望看到的是你的热情，你的激情。Yeah, thank you. So next, how long as a student? How long I need to preparing my portfolio? How many years do I need to preparing? And what special skill I have to learn during this preparation period? 那我接着问一个问题，就是很多同学也在考虑，我在准备作品集呢，到底我们需要花多长时间去准备作品集？我想 How long do I need to spend time for my? Sorry.
You can hear me, okay?
Yes.
There's a bad connection here.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can. Okay. In my opinion, as early as possible, you need to think about your application. You need to, from 16 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old onwards. If you're applying for foundation, it's usually around about when you're 18 years old. And when you're applying for your BA, it's probably, I would say, 19 years old, 20 years old. So if you're serious about applying for art college, definitely 16 years old, year 10, like we discussed.
OK.
Or even year 9.
那我们在申请伦敦艺术大学的时候呢，我们可以申请这个 foundation 相当于咱们中国的大一，或者申请 year 1， 这个相当于咱们中国的大二。那么如果是申请这个大业的呢，年龄可能是在18岁左右，那至少是要在16岁以前就要开始准备这个作品集了。如果你是申请大一，因为申请大一的话需要更高的一个水平，那希望你也在更早的时间，就越早开始准备越好。Yeah. And what do I during preparation, what student have to learn the skills for the portfolio?
If you can learn as many skills as possible during your education to make your portfolio, I would try to learn lots and lots of skills: drawing, painting, collage, printmaking, photography, sculpture, performance. I've seen so many different types of portfolios, and the ones I'm interested in when I'm assessing the portfolio, is the student that doesn't just show one skill. They show many, many skills.
好的。那么就是因为我们在作品集里面刚才也说，我们非常需要展现的是广泛的技巧，而不是某一种技巧。那刚才我们就说，比如说你的绘画、你的拼贴，那在你的绘画里面就可以用到不同的媒介啊，就是铅笔啊、油画、水粉呐、包括这个拼贴啊等等，在绘画里面。然后同样雕塑就是你塑造这个3维塑形的一个能力，还有很多这个数字媒体、数字创造的一些技巧，比如说 PS 啊，或者是犀牛软件所创造的一些动画的这个效果。同样的还有比如说他刚才说的这个表演也是 OK 的，也可以放在你的作品集里面。所以在这个过程中，我们需要越早去准备，你就可以有更多的技能，这个作为你作品集当中的一部分。所以仍然还是建议大家越早准备，你就可以学到越广泛的技巧。Yeah, thank you. Any other suggestion?
I think just like I said, when you're young, when you're 15, 16 years old, it gives you a little bit of time to get your portfolio exactly how you want it.
Okay, I see. 那他刚才也说，就是通常呢，其实可能就是从这个15岁、16岁就开始准备作品集了，所以很建议大家不要错过这个时间哈。OK， 那么我再会问最后一个问题。那最后一个问题就是关于这个作品集里面，我们到底具体的需要有一些什么样的内容 ？So there's last question. What do I need to include it in my portfolio? How many projects do I need to show in my portfolio?
I think the portfolio is between 21 and 25 pages long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the 21 to 25 pages should be split between maybe 3 to 4 projects that you have decided to do.
I see. 那作品集呢，就是每个学校都有自己的要求啊。伦敦艺术大学呢，通常是要求20页到25页。那这20页到25页，你基本上可以放4个项目左右。Yeah. So, any more detail about this project? For example, in fine arts, what special project I can include it in fine arts?
Well, the projects are down to the tutor and the student deciding what they're interested in. I mean, it becomes a conversation between the tutors and students, depending on where you are learning. It might be at school in China, it might be over here in the UK, or it might be with INSPIRERHUB. It's up to the interaction between the tutor and the student to decide.
OK，那这个项目的内容呢是可以比较自由的，就是根据你们自己设定的，比如说你和你的老师，或者如果你不知道怎么设定项目，你可以咨询我们创意学院的 Lucy。那创意学院的 Lucy 呢也会给大家一个更详细的建议，就是作品集内部的项目的这个过程发展呢，完全是可以非常自主的。那我还会再帮大家问一个问题，就刚才我看到有一个同学问说，是不是所有的这个项目都必须跟我申请的专业有关 ？So there's a question we've got. The student is asking, do you think every project need to link to the subject I applied?
Not necessarily, no. No, I don't think so. I think, if you're applying for fine art, for example, fine art, in my opinion, is a culmination of all the subjects in the world, but you evidence them visually. It's like a general idea of art and design. There's a lot of design ideas within fine art. So how I work, if I was the student's teacher, the way I would start the conversation was ask about the student's interests. What are they interested in? And list them down, like in writing. And I would then design a mind map, which is very important for inspiration. And what I tend to do with my portfolio building classes is that I give the students a keyword, and the last year, the keyword has been future. And I ask the students to think about what is their idea of future. So it's quite a general word, but it's open to lots of interpretations.
OK，那我刚才问邵恩说，就是我们是不是要准备的所有的这个作品集里面的项目都必须跟我们申请的专业相关？那邵恩举了一个例子，就是以这个 Fine Arts 纯艺为例呢，是不一定的。但这个原因是因为纯艺本身就是一个非常广阔的一个专业，它可以包含所有的东西，所以在纯艺这个专业里面，并不是说你只需要展现你的绘画技巧，你可以有所有各种各样的媒介都是可以的，但是核心是你展现了你对什么样的东西是感兴趣的，你如何去发展，通过这个感兴趣的东西不停的去发展你的脑海，然后做各种的实验，你的过程，这样的一个我们叫做项目的一个形式或者项目的一个过程是他们希望看到的。但项目里面具体是什么样的内容，什么样的媒介，可以由你自己去展现，好吗？那谢谢大家。那我们接下来呢，我们再看一下同学的问题哈。就是有一个同学说，他现在读10年级，但是对专业还不太清楚，这时候应该怎么准备作品集？So we've got one question. The student is asking, they are year 10, he's year 10 now. But he haven't got the idea which subject he should choose at this moment because it's a very early age. How does he preparing portfolio at this very earlier stage?
Well, his pathway would be to work a portfolio towards foundation. Okay, because he is 60, I would imagine 15, 16 years old. Okay. Which means I don't think he needs to worry about which subject right now. Because foundation, once he's on foundation, he will decide which subject pathway he will go down. This is what foundation is for. The difference between foundation and degree is foundation, a lot of students are young. They don't know what subject they want to do, whether they want to do fashion or whether they do fine art. They're young. But foundation decides for you which subject you're going to go, because it gives you workshops and pathways in graphic design, in sculpture, or in fine art, in performance, in fashion and textiles. And you have 2 or 3 weeks of playing with the project. And that's when you decide when you're going to do your degree, your specialist degree.
OK，那他刚才说就是其实你在 如果你现在是10年级的话，你暂时不用特别担心你未来选什么样的专业，只要你知道说我是学艺术的就可以了。那你可以在比如说我们创意学院的学习过程中呢，跟老师探索各种的可能性。因为当你去申请 foundation，就是我们相当于咱们中国大学1年级这个时候呢，其实你并不需要决定，比如说你是一定是时尚的男装还是女装，或者是纯艺的这个雕塑还是数字艺术，你并不需要决定这么细节，你只要申请说我是想学艺术的就 OK 了。然后你会在这个大学1年级的这阶段，把每一个方向都尝试一遍，最后你就会知道说好，我到下一年的时候，我再去选择什么样的一个细分领域。所以呢，你不需要太多的担心我未来需要选什么专业，但是呢，你仍然需要更早的去准备你的作品集，让你去拥有广泛的技能，以便迎接未来各种各样的一个可能性。Okay, thank you. There's sorry, yeah.
So my advice to all students of who's 16 years old, 15, 16 years old, is experiment and try everything.
Okay.
All the subjects.
Yeah. 那上面说给所有就是15、16、17岁的这个同学一个建议，就是广泛的去尝试所有的可能性，探索，再尝试，再探索，再尝试，永远保持着这样的一个对艺术的一个热情，也是学校希望看到的。Yeah, thank you. So I have one more question. So what's the main difference between foundation and year one? Do they require the different level of skills for the applicant student? No.
Yes, there is a big there's a big difference. I think during your foundation years, or even your pre-foundation, the year before your foundation, you need to be able to practice your skills and get better. The difference is that foundation, they give you freedom to experiment and freedom to get better at your particular skill in your subject area. So, for example, by Christmas time, you would have done a lot of the this is on foundation, you would have done a lot of the pathways, and you've chosen your specialist subject. Okay, so if you've chosen graphics, then you specialize for one term on graphics. This is where you get good at all of things in graphics, animation, illustration, typography, and your ideas. It's your ideas. This is what they want, your ideas. And the skills are very, very important, of course, because without the skills, you won't be able to give your ideas to the college or to show your ideas. So it's a bit of both, but St. Martin's is very much to do with originality and creative thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, of course, yeah. 那我刚才问了一个问题，就是关于这个 foundation， 就是我们叫基础的1年级和这个大一，因为有什么样的区别？因为有些同学他那个，如果你是高3毕业的话，你可能一般就直接申请 foundation。如果你是A level 毕业的话，那很多同学学的是这个国际的这个 A level 嘛，那有些同学是可以直接升大一的，但是他这2个专业，他这2个级别呢，对于学生的这个作品的能力是有区别的，显然肯定是大一的这个时间对于学生要求的完整度更高，所以说通常情况下申请大一的学生在学生接触过专业面了，如果没有的，我上也是 foundation 或者叫 pre foundation， 就有一个比 foundation， 在这个阶段呢，你都可以在每一个领域进行尝试。这样呢，第一你可以去真的了解每一个领域什么，然后在你大一的时候对自己感兴趣的方向可以做出一个正选择。第二呢，就是你在这个过程中呢，也可以了解西方的对艺术的对艺术的一种方式。Thank you. So last question goes from one student. she planned.
Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry. Your question?
My question is about one student. She planned to went to America last year, but she changed to came to UK to come to UK in the next year. You can't hear me? One student, she planned to went to America before, and she changed the idea come to UK in the next year. What made different between the portfolio? Has any differentiation of the portfolio between US and the UK?
How old is she?
She's gonna apply the foundation.
Okay, so this is my honest opinion, okay? I really believe if a student wants to go to do a degree at UAL and their master's and their PhD or whatever they want to be able to do, it's really, really important that they do a UAL foundation. The UAL foundation, there is a particular creativity that UAL teaches. It's difficult when another university in another country has a foundation that sometimes their criteria is different. In America, maybe New York, like the Pratt Institute or a lot of the famous institutions there, they have links with UAL foundation. So some of the teaching is very similar. But it becomes tricky when your education is done, particularly after, say, the A-level equivalent. What we find here in the UK is even if students study A-level in the UK, the A-level requirements for art design are different to what the requirements are for foundation. So we see a lot of A-star students at A-level who manage to get onto foundation, and then my experience, I have to unteach them because it's a different way of art education at A-level. Foundation is much more experimental.
I see.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, partly. Yeah. I'll just translate it for you. 邵恩刚才也说，确实在这个艺术教育上面是存在不同的，尤其是就是在高中这个阶段，因为英国的高中呢是叫 A level， 然后所以他们的思维方式可能就是不一样的。另外还有就是学校呢，每个学校的目标是一样的，那所以我和申请有两不同的级。那刚才开始分歧，因为其实最核心的就是这段是话可以在这个屏幕下方继续留言，或者加我们的小助手 Lucy。那我们非常欢迎呢，大家如果对考取圣马丁有兴趣或者希望咨询，然后我们都特别真心的希望能够帮助大家，无论在什么样的一个程度，都特别希望能够帮助大家。那今天呢，我们也再次感谢 Sean 来参加我们的这个直播。Sean, thank you very much for coming today. So I just finished the live video. Just bear me one moment. 好，那再次感谢各位同学来参加我们今天的创意启航直播公开课，也祝大家心情愉快，拜拜。
Can I leave the meeting?